Okay, we live, baby. All right. Welcome back to the TAWKS podcast. We are fighting through the storm, and we're back again. Yes. So it's me.
Mommy.
We got Nayo and Amara.
Hey.
We got Torian. And we have our
What
special
up?
guest, Miss Anae. Hey, Anae.
Hi.
So we're back. So in these stressful times, we all need a little, a little pick me up for those who indulge. And we're talking about 420. 420 on Monday. Yay!
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Nayo
Ooh.
sounds like she's so ready for 420.
If you don't indulge. Just for the sake of merriment. It brings everybody together. You meet new people. It's a social drug.
It's I guess
all
That is
social.
true.
It
Ain't never killed nobody. Can you really overdose from weed? No.
We actually did the math of it, and you'd have to smoke 26 pounds in one day to die from smoking weed.
Yeah.
And it's virtually impossible to smoke 26
I was about to say,
pounds
that's
in a day.
pretty much damn near impossible.
I don't know.
There's not enough hours in the day, Nayo. We did the math.
It depends on how much you smoke at one time.
You have to smoke 26 pounds at once.
Oh, at once?
Yes,
Yeah,
it takes 26
pounds
in a 24-hour period.
I can probably. There's probably
no, it's more than 20. It's more than. It's more than that.
Can create a mechanism to hit 26 pounds at one time. Somebody do it. Figure it out.
No,
not somebody.
That's not how that works.
I'm not gonna do that shit, but somebody go do it.
I didn't say somebody go do it. I said figure out the mechanism. I'll hit it. I'll try. I'll do it. I'll be the test. I'll be high as fuck. I might be in a coma, like a sleep coma, not like a coma. Might take like a long ass nap, or I might like solve something. Who the fuck knows? Like be one with my inner spirit. I'm high now, so it just sounds very.
Yeah.
That's not about today's episode.
It's clear.
Hey, have people do some of like the most amazing things I've seen. I've seen some people like build some shit to smoke, and I'll be like, and it works. What you studying? Engineering. Okay, I see it. I see you. You got A's, don't you? Over here. I've seen some crazy shit. Smoked out some crazy shit. Don't underestimate a pothead. And that's kind of what Daryl had asked before we really got cut off for like the 600th time trying to record. But it worked because you're here now. Like it wasn't the same without you.
Well, I actually was late. I was on the phone. My phone was in my pocket. I happened to take my phone out to look at it and was like, oh shit, I'm late. Like, late.
It's okay. It worked out.
I was like, I'm going to, see if I can jump in and go from there.
It worked out. That's, circle of life. Things happen. So we were asking Anae, though, like, her experiences with being, like, a person who smokes weed and, her life. And she was kind of telling us a little bit more about her experiences and, like, how she's been asked to, like, say weed doesn't help. And she's, like, out to prove that it definitely does.
Got you.
So, Anae, did you want to, like, elaborate on that anymore?
Okay, yeah. I just want to say, like, a lot of people are, because it's actually, like, a whole history to it. Most of like, the older generations that don't like weed, like it because they were actually conditioned and institutionalized into thinking that. Because they actually used weed as racism. And they got it prohibited because they said black people were the only people that smoked weed. and if you don't want to be like a Negro, then don't smoke weed. Like there's been a lot of propaganda, like specifically with people of color, that that weed's been stigmatized, and then a lot of our older generations have been conditioned to believe like weed is wrong.
Weed
And it's
makes
like,
black men rape white women.
yeah, and it's just like, if
And
you
then it moved
smoke
from that into
weed,
that whole hippie thing. If you don't want to be a
yeah,
hippie,
because a lot of them reformed from that. Because I come from that. My grandparents, my grandmother was born in the 60s, and my grandfather was born in 1950. So they
got
are
you.
the most in my family that is more accepting to me smoking weed. They just don't want me to ever get arrested for doing it. And like, they just don't want me to do any other drugs. But that's a story for another day. What they don't know doesn't hurt them. But like I said originally, I never smoked weed and was like, oh, I want to try this.
Yeah, I
It
was
was
gonna say I've
like,
never seen weed as one of those
yeah,
drugs that introduce you, that make you want to go to something harder.
yeah. I don't like saying it's a gateway drug because I'm a big person that believes that you make your own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me that you went to go buy some weed and then somebody offered you some cocaine and you were like, oh my God,
Right.
I'm here to buy weed, but you know what? I'm going to do this cocaine too. Like, no.
Yeah.
Everybody got to
Nah.
grow up. That's not how that works. Keep it hot. I've been buying weed since I was 14, and I rarely find someone that sells weed and sells any hardcore drugs with it. Like,
Yeah, same.
That's
I
true.
know I know people that do hardcore drugs and know where to buy weed. I know where I know people that buy weed from that be like, "Oh, so and so got this, that, and the third." Like, but I've never. And like I said, I've been doing this since I was 14.
Well, when I was in Decatur, I definitely ran into people who dabbled in all, also DC. But outside of
Yeah, to
that,
me it's just
yeah, for the
rare.
most part, niggas just sell weed.
Hypothetically, I know where to. I've helped people out get drugs
Allegedly.
allegedly, allegedly, but it's always like it's hard for me to find someone that does all of them. But people be
Yeah.
cap, so cap is a big part of weed culture. It's a whole bunch to weed culture.
I know, like, my experience, I used to smoke a lot. Well, I still do, but like way, way more when I was in college. No, as far as the same. Shit, fuck it. But anyway, I know, like, when it came to like my grades and stuff, people like dead ass thought like I wasn't doing well, like I was failing, wasn't like doing my work or anything. Because every time they saw me, I was high, and I was like, why can't I get high and go study? Like, the
Yeah,
fuck?
that never
Like,
worked for me because I've been
I'm
smoking
not
so
you.
long.
Like, clearly you can't smoke and be productive. I can smoke and
Yeah,
be productive. I can smoke and be hella unproductive too. But when I wake up from that long ass nap, I'm gonna get my work done. Like, it's gonna get done, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be right. So Torian used to smoke.
Not like that, but I've partake, a
You
few times.
partake.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few times. Not
Oh,
now, but I did in the past.
yeah. No.
So it was only
Emphasizing the
like,
not now. Anybody who listens who like deals with him. Not now.
yeah. There's a
why'd you
caveat to
stop?
that. Well, I was never one that actually like
Enjoyed it.
enjoyed it. Like I did it and it was like cool, whatever. Because I did it on my own terms.
Yeah,
And most of my people, like my crew, they did it, and it was just like, okay, whatever. But if I was in the mood and was around them, and they were doing that, I'd be like, okay, I'll just get in rotation.
yeah,
And then it just became a thing where I only smoked with a certain crew of my friends, and that's kind of how it was. So when my homeboy and my homegirl got married, and we hadn't seen each other for a while because I had moved here. So when I was there for the wedding the night before, we had our whole celebratory, like, yeah, go ahead, had our little, party, whoop whoop whoop. Then we went out to the car and was like, all right, because he was supposed to have been giving it up. Then I think he's good now. But at that point, it was like the night before the wedding. That was one of the things that okay, I'm gonna stop doing this or whatever. So we just went out, all of us together, and hotbox.
For my wedding, I plan on well, I don't want a wedding, but if I do have one, like everybody smokes.
I want to
Yeah.
get everything. I want to have like half a buffet of like regular food for the boring people that I love so much. And then the other
Not the
half of
boring
the
people.
buffet, I want it to be like edibles.
And I want to
Like
and I'm
Nice.
actually
because
gonna
there's
have a
this
weed
show called
bouquet.
Bon Appetit where they
Oh,
make like gourmet meals, like really, really like like anything you think of, and it has like some parts of THC or CBD in it,
Oh
and
wow.
it like when I say anything you can think of, like anything you can think of, they've made it, and it's so cool just to see all the different forms of THC and the ability to manipulate it into do those type of things with it and create this like art form and like food. It's like I'm gonna have the munchies, but I just ate so good. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed myself that night. The next day I kind of was upset that I did it though, because I was their wedding singer, and
oh,
on top of the drinking and the smoking, I was like, oh snap.
that's oh, okay.
But I mean, I got through it and it was good, but I could tell.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure nobody else could.
So I was like, and I just blamed it on me because I did choke up a little bit when I seen her, because she older
Oh,
than me, but she like a little sister to me too. And I was like, oh, dang.
that's what I. If I ever like get married, like if everybody not in there crying, like what's the point? Like start it all over. Start this over.
Right?
Everybody
That
works
motherfucker
the team up.
eyes are dry over there.
Yeah. Well, for real, like if I get married, because I don't want a wedding, because I think
Hmm.
it's stupid. But if I have a wedding, it's gonna be because my family wants me to. And if my mama not crying, my grandmother's not crying, my grandfather or my nana, I'm gonna be like, oh no, start this all over. Start this over, cause y'all gonna cry. You gonna cry?
Look,
I'm gonna get it on
You
get the
gotta give
camera.
them
pot.
an opportunity. You don't know when they gonna cry. They probably like trying to
No,
hold it
I need y'all to
in.
cry right then and there,
Keep
cause I'm
keep the
over it.
makeup stable.
Look, you're gonna have to do like Ronnie on
The only
Players Club
person
with the
makeup
and
that
had a
matter is
paddle.
mine. That's it. My makeup is the only one that matters.
Well,
The
I
rest
don't
of
know if I
y'all,
said it on this episode because we done did like so many episodes trying to record this 420 episode. But one thing for sure I want to like make clear. I know I've tried to make it clear so far is that potheads we're creative. We think outside the box. A lot of people are creative. You don't have to be a pothead. You don't have to do drugs to be creative if you have a drug problem.
those are the best
For those with
creative
drug
people.
problems. But I've just seen us do some amazing things. And one of those amazing things that I've seen is our guest Anae does artwork with
Yes.
backwood rolling paper, like the
Yeah.
shell.
Oh wow.
Not the shell. What is it called? The
The
wrapping
rappers.
paper. The wrappers. There we go. The
Nice.
wrappers. So yeah, and like when I like she does really, really good. Like it's definitely something to see. You gotta look her up and look
Follow.
at it. That's like shameless plug for her
Yeah.
because she's
Hashtag for
talented.
THC on Instagram. It's actually my production company. I own a multimedia production company called For the High Culture Media. Um, it's multimedia because I do digital art, I do physical art, like Naya was just saying. I do audio engineering, and I also do video work for like my YouTube channel and other people if they ever like want to. So like, yeah,
I
shameless
want
plug.
to. I didn't know you did that. And I be looking at like you're really good with your YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need all of that, but I don't want to do none of that. So if I
Yeah,
just have to
I
send you
do.
like my raw footage,
Yeah,
I
just
will.
send me your raw footage. Like I said, I also do logos as part of my digital art. So I do graphic design. Um, I went to school for all these things. I just went back to school. Believe it or not, I was smoking a blunt and I went to go check the mailbox and was like, you know what? This sounds pretty good. And since I got kicked out of college, I figured, hey, like, might as well do everything I learned. So, there we go. See, that easy. Smoke a blunt and got a whole craft. Well, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And I smoke
And
weed
she's
before I
actually
do
like
all of it.
really good at all the stuff that she does. So I wish I was that talented. Well, I am in
It
like my
actually
own
helps me
ways,
reel it in, too.
but like your artistic abilities, like I always admire people who have artistic abilities like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, to see stuff in your head that way. It's dope.
Yeah. Weed to me is the best drug for me to do. Well, it's not even a drug. Like, weed is my medicine, but it's it just takes the edge off. So it helps me with recording YouTube videos because I'll like get all in my head and be like, let me just smoke a blunt real quick, and then I got everything together. And like you said, it just because weed, it kind of sort of like THC in your brain. This is the best way I can paraphrase it without like going to my book. Um, THC is a like repairing type of drug. So believe it or not, like pieces of your brain where there are broken fragments, THC goes in and fills up that fragment for that little bit of time and fixes it.
Hmm.
And then when you're not high, it dissolves. But it helps out with everything. Like even with school, like you were saying, like I've always smoked weed to do my work. It helps me focus because I think of a lot of stuff at once. I'll be doing a science problem and be like, "Oh, I heard that in history," and no, like weed takes me back, gets me organized.
Okay. So I have a question for everybody. And I'm going to word it in two different ways because technically Torian can't answer the first question.
Oh.
But I guess, but technically you could answer it as like a back in the day question. It is possible.
Oh, okay.
So the first question would be, what's your favorite like high movies you like watching while you're high? That's why I said like, technically you can't answer that for like right now. And
Yeah.
then I would say, what is your favorite movie? And we'll just go with like one movie each. What is your favorite movie involving one of your favorite
Weed.
movies involving like niggas being high, like something about weed.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I got that. Let me go first.
you go first. Yeah, go first.
Okay. My favorite movie to watch high is probably um oh man, the Disney movie. Oh crap, Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
Hey, that's my shit.
Cause the music is lit.
The
That's like the
music,
best
yeah.
music lit. But my favorite movie about weed is probably it's between How High, the first one, and I believe it's
Oh,
Half Baked
definitely.
with Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I love Half Baked. I think that's just it's just hilarious.
Yeah, that's a classic.
All right.
Um, for myself, I can't say what movie it was watching, because we weren't even in the area to be watching anything. So we used to sneak on campus to smoke at this little spot we called the Oasis. um, so that's where we would either be there or somewhere else walking around campus smoking. So we were always outside. Um, as far as my favorite movie with weed, I would have to go with the first How High, or like you said, Half Baked. That like those are my classics right
We
there.
there. We right here.
All right. Well, since both of y'all said how high and half baked, I would talk about okay, my first high, like my favorite movie watch high. Uh, I don't even know. I want to say like any Scooby Doo movie. Like really, I really love watching Scooby
Scooby
Doo.
Doo, my
So
shit too.
like
Yeah.
any Scooby Doo
Me
movie,
too.
I'm probably trying to watch. But one of my favorite movies involving a nigga being high is not Cabin Fever, the Cabin in the Woods. I
What?
really like the concept. Listen, y'all don't remember that movie,
I
bruh?
do remember that movie.
I didn't
You
watch.
remember?
I don't like scary type movies.
Okay,
Oh,
no,
Suspenseful.
I
that's a
love scary
good
movies.
movie. That's a really good movie. So, like, the concept of the movie is that the typical horror movie tropes, the slut, the virgin, the jock, the
Hmm.
nerd, the stoner, the goofball, whatever, those people exist to give them to this like god of the earth or some bullshit like that. And if you don't sacrifice them, then like the god blows up the earth or like I don't know, some shit like that. But the part that I like is the fact that the pothead boy that looked like Shaggy from Scooby Doo, he was he was peeping everything because he was high and he was like,
Right.
"We're being watched. There's wires in this wall. Somebody in the woods." Like he was just peeping
Yeah,
everything, and
that's it.
everybody's like, "Oh no!" Nah. And he's like,
Like he
"Nah." Like
tripping, yeah.
he's like, "Nah, I'm serious." And so like
That's the problem. They don't listen. They don't listen to us. They don't listen
he
to us.
would
We
have
need to be talking.
survived. Like he honestly would have survived if it wasn't for the fact that he had to die because he was peeping everything. But no, I like that movie. That was a good movie, and it's funny.
Is that
Remember the
streaming
part?
anywhere? Because I haven't
I
watched that
don't
in a long
know.
time.
Remember the part where he tried to jump? He tried to jump over the little joint.
See, I don't remember that part because
See
I haven't seen it in so long.
that I wasn't trying to give it off because in case somebody else listening and they haven't heard it, I don't want to give off all the parts. But that
Right,
movie
right,
Yeah,
is
right.
don't
funny.
ruin
It's
it. Don't ruin
good.
it. I
It's
might watch
scary.
it.
Like it has all the good
I
parts.
need to
Like it's a
see.
good movie, and it's definitely a good movie to watch high. Like it's a good movie. But yeah, so that would be my one of my favorite movies
Got you.
involving marijuana.
Mary Jane, marijuana.
Mary Jane, marijuana, the tree, the herb.
Mary Jane's my favorite song about weed.
Hey,
Here's
you
a
can't
fun
never go
fact.
wrong with Rick James.
Yeah, never. Rest in peace to the goat.
I think one of my favorite weed albums is always going to be Christian Orange Juice.
No, I said song.
Like,
A song.
I know you said song, but I'm just thinking like, I don't got like one specific song, like, but I definitely can play that album. No, I might have one song because Janae Aiko, she be having some like little hits, little ditties that I be vibing off
Oh,
of.
how are you gonna
Definitely when I
forget the Cutter? How are you gonna forget Kid Cudi like
true early
that?
Kid
Because
Cudi.
Yeah,
Cudi's
early Kid
weed
Cudi,
songs
bro.
are like top tier.
Yeah,
And
that
my
just makes me
homeboy, that
flashback
was
to
his
high
thing.
school.
he
Smoking
was
in
he
high
was
school.
definitely listening to Kid Cudi like while we would be walking around on campus
Yep. You really
smoking.
gotta listen to Kid Cudi and Wiz. You gotta get a good mix going. Throw some Snoop in there. Like I said, that Rick James. You gotta put that in
Hmm.
there.
So Nate, how did your family find out you smoke?
Okay, so everybody found out in waves. The first person to find out I smoked was my mom, and that's because I got high after the West Charlotte Harton game, and I came home, and
What's Charlotte? Damn, wish Daryl was
she
here.
was like,
Sorry, I'm a Doug C
she was
for us,
like
Daryl.
the man all day, every day. But I came home and she was like, "Are you high?" And I was like, "Yep."
Yep.
Yo, that's so funny because that's exactly what happened to me. Like, not the game. That would have been crazy if it was after the same damn game. But I was staying after school at West Charlotte and I got like crazy high. And when I got in the car, like she never usually talks to me, but that day she was just like talking to me, and I was like, "Yep, yep." And she was like, "Are you high?" You know, she was like, "Oh, have you been smoking reefer?" I busted out laughing. I was like, "Yeah."
My
Like,
teachers were more upset than my mom. And then by the time my grandparents found out, I was like 18, and they couldn't really tell me that.
True.
And I had been smoking for 4 years already, and that's what I told them. I was like, I've been smoking for 4 years now since I was 14. And my mom, she was just like, don't smoke weed in my house. Don't bring no weed in my house. And if you get arrested for weed, you better run because I'm not going to bail you out. And I was like, bet. Like, she would let me,
That's
she was like,
pretty
just
much
smoke
what my dad
outside in the
told me.
front. She was like, smoke outside in the front. Don't walk. She just was like, she just
If I
emphasized
can't bring
not
weed in the
smoke
house,
weed
how
in
I'm
front
gonna
of other
smoke
people's house.
outside in front?
Oh, you gotta
Right.
roll up in gotta roll up in the car and
At
like
14?
get
Take it
outside
from
and smoke.
and take it from there. I got you.
Y'all
Okay.
was the advanced driver. Y'all was taking driving ed at 14. Already
Oh
got
no,
y'all
I'm talking
permit by
about like
15.
the niggas who was coming to bring me weed
Drop it off.
or
Oh
to bring me
yeah.
Rellos. Like I'd be like,
I
yo, let
didn't
me roll
learn
up
how
in the
to
car.
roll until I got to college. I used to let that fuck ass bitch ass nigga who owe me money for art roll up for me. And
Shameless plug.
yeah, I used to let him roll up for me all the time. Like, it was funny, kind of like never smoked with him. I just like call him, have him give me the weed, roll it up, and then I'd be like, thanks, bye, and I go smoke by myself or go match with somebody else. And then like one of my homegirls, she's trying to teach me how to roll, but like I wasn't getting it. Like I was just like, nah, fuck it. And then I had like this smoke session with a few of my homeboys, and he was like, hey, can you roll this for me? I was like, I don't know how to roll. He was like, what? You be smoking with us and you don't know how to roll? Hey, y'all, nobody passed her nothing until she roll a blunt. So, like,
I
I
was
was
about to
like,
say that's how it was in our
forced.
clique in college.
Yeah, they like forced
Yeah.
me to figure it out. And I was just like, and ever since then, I was appreciative. I called that dude my master. I'd be like, yeah, Master Sensei, my little piehead master. He taught me how to roll. He made sure I knew how to do it. Help me figure it out. Know how to pearl because of him.
My
He
ex-boyfriend
probably like,
taught me
nah,
how
her
to
blunt's
roll.
trash as shit. She needs to stop saying that. Everybody thinking I'm rolling trash blunt.
But the first I started officially like rolling up in college too. Like once I didn't have nobody to roll my blunt. Well, actually, I had quit smoking weed the summer going into college because I had a bad experience where I smoked somebody's blunt and they had angel dust in it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why my mom found out I smoked. She told me start rolling because of that.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
I stopped smoking weed and then I was like, I just gotta roll. Like I just have to like roll. Like I have to do that shit because once you get your blunt lace, that's what I'm saying. I've been through a lot, so like once you get your blunt lace, but that's the thing. It's like he smoked his blunts like that, so I'm not gonna ever fault nobody for like what they do. But
Yeah.
he didn't tell me
Yeah, and that's the
until I
thing. You gotta
started
tell
wigging
folks.
out.
You're right.
Cause he just figured, he was like, I just figured you would be like, if you started tweaking, I could just tell you that's what it was and you'd be calm. He's like, I didn't think you was gonna have a bad trip, and it was like, no, I literally had the worst trip of my life. No thanks. That's part of the reason why I don't do acid. I don't do PCP. Like I don't do any of those drugs. Not into that at all, and that's why I said like weed's not a gateway drug for me. That's not it. Like no. Like, don't mix my
Yeah, I'm
weed with
pretty
stuff.
good with weed. Like when I think about like how much cocaine costs, like it's too much. Like y'all pay for that all the time. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. It's no, no.
Cocaine.
I don't need nothing
For real.
higher. I don't need nothing more
Never
than where
mind.
I'm
Listen,
at.
I don't need to make no dig no holes for myself. Jeez.
I don't need to be on no damn plane like that. Like I just got to get back to, and I'm just like scratching to get back to that like state of highness. Like,
See,
because that's the
I
thing
never
about
had
weed.
that with
Because the based
cocaine.
on how it grows, like it's just like this can keep you focused, it can keep you alert, this can keep you sleepy, this can relax your muscles. Like you can get a whole bunch of different ways off of smoking different strains versus trying to shoot up some heroin or some shit like that.
Yeah, no,
And
I
I'm
would never. I wouldn't do heroin because I don't like needles like that.
not
But
if
like
there was
I
another way
I
to do
just
heroin, I would do it. But
Well,
the
no, and
needles,
that's the thing. I
hell
can't
no.
take Percocet, so I know I couldn't do heroin. I get deathly ill if I take a Percocet, so I already know opioids really ain't for me, unless it's lean, which is weird. But
I know. I did want to talk about the stigma of like being a weed smoking parent, because people. Well, I feel
let's get
like most
into
of
it.
it is because it's illegal. And so they're like,
Hmm.
oh, well, you're not supposed to be doing it, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like considered a drug, like, and it's seen as just as equal as other drugs. So then it's like, oh, you're doing this drug around your kids. But then, like, but I'm just thinking, like, if you're drinking around your kids, if you're smoking cigarettes around your kids, I don't want to hear from you.
No shade to nobody, but I've heard countless stories from my homeboys about how there are moms out here, and their kids are running up on them while they're while they're having oral sex. So I
Oh
don't think anybody
wow,
can tell me
that is true.
about smoking weed. Okay, I don't smoke. I don't smoke weed in the same room as my daughter. That's just I think that's just part of how I was raised. Like I never saw my uncles or like my aunt or anybody smoke weed until I was like 16. Um, I smoked while I was pregnant. A lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't like. Well, let me not say that because there's so much stuff out there now. I follow a group on Instagram called Blunt Blowing Moms,
Oh, I gotta look
and it's
into
just
that.
I'll link it to you. Um, and it's a platform where moms that smoke weed can just talk about how it's not how the stigma needs to be like gone away with, and we just need to normalize because you don't have to smoke weed to ingest weed. You can eat an edible. You can because a lot of people are ignorant to the fact that your baby doesn't specifically take your food that you're eating. Like when you eat a hot wing, your baby doesn't know it's a hot wing. Your baby doesn't say, "Oh my God, this is hot sauce." Your baby just gets the nourishment. So you're not like eating an edible and your baby's getting high. I have also seen like I got hood friends that they smoke throughout their whole entire pregnancy and their child is just fine. I
Yeah,
only
I'm about to
smoked for
say,
my
besides
second
Amara being a
trimester.
little psychotic, she's just fine.
Yeah, like
She's smart. She tested above average or average in her evaluations, and she's definitely been advanced since she's popped out of me. So since before she popped out of me.
see
So
my Alani since I had like go listen to the mom episode if you haven't. I talked about my labor story. My daughter has Erb's palsy that has nothing to do with weed. It has everything to do with her nerves and her arm. Because I've gotten into like tips with like people that was like, well, maybe like no, my weed had nothing to do with it. Like you could talk to my doctor about it. My doctor knew I was smoking weed. Like you have like so like I said, weed is like a really big medicine. I went to therapy for like certain things and traumas that I've had in my life, and my therapist full life said like if you've been smoking weed for this long and you've been self medicating with weed for so long, I can't come in and just tell you that you need to take medicine to get your disorder together. Like and I have bipolar rapid cycling, so I just have days where I'm like up and then I'm down and then I'm crazy and then I'm not and I'm mad and then I'm happy. And we just like evens all that out. And like I had a therapist tell me that, and so I'm good. Like I don't need any more
she
medicine. I'm
said
good.
the doctors
And
told
I've
me, so
read
fuck
enough
all of
books.
y'all.
Yeah, I've read enough, and that's the thing. A lot of people aren't knowledgeable. Like there are lots of books you can read about weed, like medical encyclopedias. I've read medical encyclopedias about weed. I've read other reference books about weed, the history of weed. Like if everybody would like, we would lose a lot of this ignorance if people would just pick up a book and learn. Because if you keep listening to what the news, If you're gonna keep listening to CNN and Fox News, then that's all you're ever gonna gather. And we can all see from this coronavirus how there's 15,000 different takes on it from 18 different news sources, that the news really isn't that reliable.
Yeah, CNN said that I'm gonna get corona because I smoke weed and drink alcohol.
I think, see, and that's the thing with that. I believe that they are like, there's not truth to it. It's just one of those things. If you smoke weed, you're usually around a bunch of people, which is
Yeah,
true. You're not doing social distancing if
yeah,
you're
yep.
smoking weed with a group of freaking people. So yeah, you are grading you are at a greater risk for catching coronavirus. But there's no medical proof that coronavirus is gonna come to you because you smoke weed. If you sit in your house by yourself and smoke weed, I guarantee you probably won't get coronavirus. But that goes for everybody. Yeah, not even that. If you just stay in your house, period, whether your vice is drinking or smoking weed or doing heroin, if you just stay in your house and do your vices, okay, maybe not
The Talks
heroin because I don't ever
podcast
want to
does
push
not
for that.
promote doing heroin.
Yeah, I don't want to promote that at all. That's just an example. I don't want to promote that at all. I am against. Stoner Girl Otaku is against and does not have anything to do with heroin. Not promoting that at all. But just saying, like, if you want to sit in the house and diddle your skittle, just stay in your house.
Diddle your skittle. Hey, baby, can you please put those back for me? Thank you. Can you do it a little bit quieter? No. Cool.
Oh God.
Did you see the meme that said, I posted it on Instagram, where it was like, I just heard the toy box dump out for the 15th time today.
Yeah, and you know what's really hilarious? The day I saw that meme, I came into the bedroom to Amar gently taking out every single one of her toys and lining my bed with it so that she can sit in her toy box. And I'm just like, I am
Alani doesn't
fed
have one of
up
those no more because of that.
with this girl.
Like,
at least she was doing it gently and lining them
like,
up.
I know, but like, just when I think she's doing one thing, the end result is way worse than what I thought she was doing. And I'm just like, she's just so silly and smart. And it's just, I just love I honestly, like, I be upset, but I love the way her mind works sometimes. I just be like, the fact that you thought of that, like, I feel like if she wanted to do engineering, she probably could, because she really know how stuff works real quick. Like, she figures it out real quick.
Yeah,
or if you want to be like a world-class thief, it's up to you.
Oh, right now it's either getaway car driver or she's gonna be in NASCAR. She loves cars. I'm here for it though.
I am too.
Not NASCAR though.
And I feel like that comes with our
engine.
like free spirit weed smoking personalities. Or just like,
yeah,
it's whatever you want to be.
It's the fuck
as
it
long as you're the best at it, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because people ask me like, "Oh, are you gonna smoke with Alani when she gets older?" Like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, or even if I like, cause like my mom, she didn't smoke with me, but she like preferred to smoke in the house. And it might be like that, where it's like I might not smoke with you, but like I'd much rather you smoke here than you be out smoking somewhere with your little bald head friends and y'all get caught up.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. That's what my mom said. Like at this point, like that's how I was raised. That's what's gonna happen. I don't have no problem with it neither.
And I don't want your hood boyfriend Tyrone on my couch packing up bags.
Oh no. That's how I teach the kids what a jug is, because now that's mine. Little nigga, you was making money at my house. let me get that off you. Thanks.
Tori, if you found out your kids were smoking, would you be okay with it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have no problem with that.
At what age would you not have a problem with it?
I don't know. I probably would say if I found out and they're 13 and older, but between 13 and 16, we definitely got to have a conversation. Just to, let them know how to safely do it. Look out, all that other stuff, knowing the terms or whatever. And more than likely, like y'all just said, do it at the house, do it on your own. I may not smoke, but my brother does. I have cousins that do. So, if you're doing it with family, I have no problem with that. 16 and up, 16 is kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I really don't see anything there, only for the fact that, shit, my brother was smoking at 16 and I was around it. Now, my mom didn't like it and she did not know I was around him, but, and then if you're 18 and older, just be smart about what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
all the way around, be smart about what you're doing.
like me and my family, I've never really been close to my family. But since I've gotten older and like a lot of my family members found out like I smoke and stuff, like I don't know, I guess they thought I was bougie. I don't know what it was. It's like my dad's side of the family. But yeah, once they found out like I smoked and stuff, oh my gosh, y'all heard that? That was the goddamn toy chest being flipped
That's
over.
what, I don't know if you heard me when I said she just dumped out her whole bag of toys and then brought me over this Build-A-Bear magazine talking about some mama look. Like, girl, Build-A-Bear is closed, okay? Social distance.
Right, you can't build a bed, baby. But no, a lot of my cousins who like I wasn't close with growing up, I definitely became close with them. As I as they found out I smoke weed, and they was like, "Hey, you trying to smoke?" Blah blah blah. Sneak off during Thanksgiving, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've definitely became a lot closer with people through smoking.
Oh,
And I know like my first time smoking with like my sister was hilarious because it was like during Thanksgiving, my mom caught us. And my sister's older than me, like way older than me. So I was like providing the weed. Like it was like I was the bad influence. My mom was just like shook her head. And then they had the nerve to ask her high ass to say the prayer. I was like,
Oh,
y'all.
they was wrong for that.
it's funny because my family, it's like when all me and my cousins turn 16, that's when like niggas ain't care. So we all just was smoking. One of my cousins, like when I came home for the summer, he was like, yo, you smoke? I was like, yeah. He's like, you trying to roll this blunt? Cause I gotta go do something. And I was like, if I can smoke it, cause my family's grimy. Like I've had cousins full life tell me to roll a blunt, and then them be like, get the fuck out of here, you ain't smoking this. Like, oh, okay, cool. But luckily, my cousin Keith, shout out to him. My cousin Marquise is actually a manager at a smoke shop in Seattle, and he has his own Fonto leaf company. Shameless plug, Fonto Wave. So that's just like potheads are all in my family.
Yeah, same. My dad always tried to be like, "You ain't never gonna smoke as much weed as I smoke," and I'm like, "You smoke from like age 15 to when you went to the which one called it? It was like the army. So I'm gonna say like 21. So we can. I'll even go back to 13. We'll say like 13 to 21. I've been smoking since I was 15. I'm about to be 28, and I've down there smoked every day since I started smoking.
Oh,
Like
I've been
plus or
smoking for
minus. If
14 years.
so,
Oh,
yeah, we talked about this.
oh,
Oh
I
yeah, I
gotta
guess y'all
do
don't know
something
because
with
I don't know
mine.
what part of the episodes y'all done heard. But yeah, that's how long we've been smoking. We've been smoking for like a very long time. 13, 14 years. So long, 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 long time.
I'm also a TikTok star now, you guys. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm a self-proclaimed TikTok star. I don't want y'all to get high and A. That's where I'm at everywhere. That's how I came up with my name because I'm always high.
Yeah, my high Twitter name used to be I smoke pot. And then like I would go places and people like, "Hey yo, it's I smoke pot," and I'm like, "Okay." that's what people are doing in this world. That's how we're addressing folk.
Oh
Gotta
yeah, that's why
gotta
I had to
change my
change my
Twitter
name and
name.
get it on them. Those were
Yeah.
good days
I'd rather
when I
people
was
call me
getting it
Sunflower
on.
Shakur. Alright.
I just thought it was a funny little play on words, like hi and a, like yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
I actually got it from that, and I don't know if anybody on here watches Bob's Burgers, but it's one of my favorite shows.
That's my shit.
And my favorite episode is Burger Boss, when Bob gets like really high on his carpal tunnel medicine, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, what should you change your name from on the high scoring boards?" And Tina goes, "How about Hi Bob?" And I said, "Oh my God, Tina, that's
Tina off
it.
the hook, bro.
That's it, bitch. That's my name. Like Hyane, that's what it is. Like I love it." So that's what we got. That's where I get Hyane from for the past like four years now. It's so
I
sad
love
that
Tina
after my daughter
Belcher.
was born. Yeah, I love Louise Belcher. I'm doing a Louise cosplay.
You know Louise is my
Nice.
middle name.
Yes, I think I did know that.
But
Correct. I
actually
think I did.
yesterday I wanted to ask you about your cosplay, and I know that you're like super disappointed you didn't get to go to all your events due to the coronavirus and them being canceled. But what was
This is
like
gonna be
some of
my
the
first.
costumes? Oh, okay, so that was gonna be your first one.
Well, I've been to the anime convention here in Charlotte, but I really, 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 really wanted to go to DreamCon because that is like it's it's all created by a group of young black men in Texas. Our DC world. Everybody, a lot of people know them for their skits for the NBA playoffs and stuff, but I know them for their anime skits and just their anime conversation. That's how they do video. They're all like they're otakus, and an otaku is somebody like Japanese anime culture, manga, and like video games. So it's basically like a nerd, what we would call it here in the U.S. Um, and they have their own convention. It's called DreamCon, and I was really excited because I was gonna go. And my cosplays were going to be I was gonna do a couple of cosplay is really it's great because you can make it your own. You can make it what you want. You can gender bend. You can mix mix it up. So one of my cosplays I really am like trying to do, and I was talking to Daryl about sewing. Was I'm gonna do my stoner guardian. I'm gonna turn that into real life. I have a digital art piece called Nesagi, and she's the stoner guardian. That's gonna be me. So I'm gonna do the Stoner Guardian. I'm gonna do somebody from the Akatsuki, and that's from Naruto. I of course want to do Killua, or I want to do Machi from Hunter x Hunter. Um,
I'm just like
there's a whole bunch
quietly
of
sitting
people.
here, like, oh, interesting. Sounds great. Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Wonderful. No idea who any of these people
yeah.
are.
Anybody that watches anime, y'all know. Tierra know.
I know.
She
I need to do
know.
like way better. Yes, he does know.
There's a whole bunch of people. Oh, and I'm gonna probably do a Runa cosplay from Kakeguri. Uh, just like all my favorite characters. I want to do Bulma, and I think I want to gender bend Trunks from Dragon
Mm,
Ball.
that would be a nice one to see.
Believe it or not, though, see that's the thing with anime. Like that's the thing with cosplay. I've seen gender bends of all these things. I've seen cosplay of mostly all these things, except for like one or two I mentioned. I'm not gonna say which ones because I don't want to jinx it. So except for like one or two of them I mentioned, I haven't seen gender bends for them, or I haven't seen anybody do cosplay for them.
Got you.
So yeah, those are a couple of cosplays I want to do. Oh, and Louise Belcher, and I had said it earlier. Who's gonna listen to this? I got some cosplay ideas that are for more of an adult audience coming to the web soon.
All
I'll
right.
just say that. If you follow my Finsta, then you know what I'm talking about.
I know for me,
But you should get high and watch
420.
anime.
It's just
Get high and just watch anime. That's how you get it. That's how I've gotten a lot of my homeboys into it.
Anae, what's your like favorite? I was a dumbass pothead moment, like some shit where it's like, yeah, that can only happen if you were smoking some damn weed.
Whew. What was basically one of my biggest high moments. Ooh, okay, cool. Because I had a story for what was like one of my favorite things I've done, smoking weed. But I think one of my biggest high, like I have a lot of high moments, but I think my biggest ones is probably like when I walk into things. That's the only thing about me smoking weed. Like it doesn't make my eyesight better. So, and I'm already susceptible to walking into things because I'm clumsy. So a lot of the times it's me falling or tripping, or I'll see that there is a pole right in front of me. I will see it there, and I will say, legs move to the right or move to the left, and they won't, and I walk into the wall or walk into the pole or doors. But I'm blind though, so I don't know if that's the high or if it's me being blind.
Oh man.
Like I won't tell you.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
fair game. I get,
that's my high moment. And just probably decisions. I just probably haven't made the right decision.
When
Like,
I
no, not when. Like, I probably like smoked it. Like to smoke a blunt. Like that's more so what I mean. Like,
Oh, okay, okay.
I probably just haven't made the best decisions. Like, why are you standing in the middle of this? Like, why are you standing like right here smoking this blunt? Like, for what?
Got you.
Or I've rolled up blunts walking to and from the store. And I full life have been like, bitch, you're going to your house. Why are you
No,
doing
I've
this right
definitely
now?
done that.
Like
Just
that's it.
like
Like
fuck it. This is
I think
my
that's because
to
we're
the
young
store blunt.
though. Yeah, I think it's because
Uh,
we're young. Like I just thought it was because we were
yeah.
young. Because like
Well,
I
I
look at that
don't
now and
know
be like,
because
bro, grow
I,
up.
I see it like it's a habit. Like, when people like smoke cigarettes, it's just like, they're doing this while smoking a cigarette, doing that while smoking a cigarette, they're doing this. I
Yeah.
don't feel like the need, I don't have it like to the point where it's just like I'm sitting at work and I have to leave this like my job right now to smoke a
No, I
cigarette.
think
Like
it's
I
the
have
stress
to.
level.
Yeah, like oh yeah, like if somebody pisses me off, yeah. You okay?
Oh,
Arms up. Good job. But sit down, baby. But yeah, so yeah, when somebody pisses me off, I definitely actually in those moments my alcoholic side comes out more than anything and I'm like, I need a shot, a beer, a cup of wine. But the weed side of me, no, I just mean like I just feel like it's a habit. Like they always say and a blunt Twitter because he'd be like, oh, that'd be so cool to do with a blunt, blah blah blah. Yeah, that'd be dope if I had a blunt. Like shit, so shit is like really much better with a blunt. Like that's something that I definitely want to do. I definitely want to travel the world smoking weed everywhere I go. Like I just be thinking about that shit. Like I smoke weed at the pyramids. I smoke weed doing this. I smoke weed doing that. Like I just think like I don't know. For me, I feel like I'm at my most tranquil transcended self, enjoying myself, enjoying nature. I'm like literally one with nature. Like that's how I see it. Like I'm like we're all one at this point because I'm smoking a
yeah.
blunt at a pyramid.
See,
Like
I
I
also
don't
want to
fucking
make
know.
sure like people
I
know
feel
that
like
CBD
that's the key
is
to world peace.
also a really good form of cannabis to get in. THC and 4-THC do two different things for you, and they're both beneficial to me. Um, as a woman, I have a period. I have really bad cramps, and sometimes the THC is not hitting it for me. So I go to CBD, and like you said, like sometimes like you have body aches from those long nights. You drop a CBD bath bomb in the water and smoke a blunt and just weed all around. And I've also I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram, but I've also I just dabbled in the actual flower fan leaves from a cannabis plant and putting that in my. That's actually how I got over my eczema. I was having really bad struggles with my eczema lately over this season, and I put fan leaves from a marijuana plant in my water, in hot water, and it helped. Like seriously helped.
That's what's up.
It's
So
from
it's
the
kind of
earth.
like
It's so
aloe.
many different, yeah.
Yeah,
It's so many
I mix
different
like
qualities.
yeah, literally, and it's like you don't have to just smoke THC to be like
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to just smoke THC. You can smoke CBD, and CBD is not made as like that's one of the myths that there is. CBD is not made. It's actually a good form of cannabis,
Yeah, CBD is not
and
gonna
it
get you
actually
high.
tastes good. Yeah, but it actually tastes good, and like I said, the beneficial. It doesn't get you head high. It's not a. It's not a psych. It's not. It's not gonna do anything like that. But if you have a backache, you got joint pain, something, it'll help you out. It'll help you out.
Yeah, and just go to a local CBD store, ask some questions. There's nothing wrong with like learning a little bit more, upping your knowledge. You
I
can't just like
said
have a
that.
final thought about something for the rest of your life. You
You can,
know,
and
things
then stigma
change.
when people open up books and read, like that's all it takes. Open up a book and read.
Well, Anae, I really appreciate you sharing like your thoughts on education on weed,
Mm-hmm.
just not letting it just simply be I roll up and that's it. You're like, I'm all about it. This is a culture. This is something that you should learn more about. The science behind it. It's more than just getting high, shits and giggles and whatnot. I really appreciate you bringing that knowledge onto the show.
Of
Um,
course.
and all your
As well as being
creativity
flexible with
ways.
us.
Yeah, like because so
Of
much has been going
course.
on. Like we've tried this so many different times, and she has been like a trooper each and every time.
Man,
So,
with
and
the same energy.
yeah, and maybe it's the weed. Who knows? But like, I appreciate it. I know
I
this
appreciate
420,
you
we
guys
all are
having
gonna.
me.
Well, not we all, but those of us who partake or care to partake are going to puff puff pass, and I really hope this episode gives you some giggles, gives you some insight, lets you know that it's okay to smoke, chill, relax, and contemplate on life and where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. And anytime all them bills start piling up and she getting on your damn nerves and the kids and turned over the goddamn toy chest again, just
He,
you
she,
know
they, inclusive. He,
she
she,
day.
they.
Just go,
Like now I
get
wish
your blunt.
we had license for music for Daryl to put on Mary Jane at the end of this.
Right. Mary,
Oh yeah.
Mary. Oh, yeah, get that blunt, smoke it, inhale, exhale, breathe. Because, like I said before, deep breathing is always a helper, and that's all you do when you're smoking weed. You're breathing in and
Oh,
out.
and just one more thing I definitely want to say though. God put it on the earth. And if you just so happen to set it on fire and breathe, everything end up all good. Cat Williams told me that. So, hey. Oh, and like
Oh
let me
yeah.
plug myself real quick. I'm Hyanae. That's Hyanae as in like HIGH. Hyanae on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Stoner Girl Otaku on YouTube, and follow hashtag 4THC for all my multimedia and art.
The number 4.
Yes, 4. Oh, and I'm also the owner of For the High Culture Media LLC. And thank you guys for having me. I always enjoy being here on the TAWKS podcast.
For sure.
No, we enjoy
Like,
having
wish I could have
you.
met you this time.
I know.
Yeah, I
Hopefully, we
know.
can do this again. Do this again
Hopefully,
soon.
if we're let out the house, I definitely want to do a Mother's Day episode. So we'll see.
And we
Ooh.
gotta plan our MILF vacation when this is all over. Like we have to do it now. We officially have to do it.
Yeah, we do. There's just so much. There's so much we have to do.
There is.
Talk about a lot. Got to do it. But all right, guys. I guess we'll start letting this show upload. And I really appreciate You.
We're doing a 420 FaceTime social distancing session.
Yes.
Okay, then I will see you then.
But all right. Thanks, talkers. We love you.
And stay safe out there
Yeah,
with
stay
that Rona.
safe.
Social
Quarantine.
distance. Social distance.
Don't go to the 420 social smoking, smoking your damn house.
FaceTime your
Okay.
friends and smoke. Conserve weed.